Listen to me, there comes a moment in life when you're staring at the wreckage of everything you thought you were, when the world has knocked you down so hard you don't even remember what it feels like to stand, when the dreams you once carried so proudly feel like ashes in your hands. But hear me, this is not the end of your story. This is the part where most people quit. This is the part where they accept defeat. But you are not most people. A warrior does not retreat. A warrior does not surrender to fear, to pain, or to doubt. A warrior bleeds and still moves forward. A warrior gets knocked down and still rises again, not because it's easy, but because they have decided that nothing will break them. Your greatest comeback will not be born from comfort. It will be forged in the fire of your struggle. In the moments when your body screams stop, but your heart whispers just one more step. Every scar you carry is not proof of weakness, it is proof that you survived what was meant to destroy you. There is no perfect moment to begin, no magic sign telling you it's time. The time is now, right here, right in the middle of the chaos. You don't need permission. You don't need validation. You need to stand up, look your fear in the eye and say, you will not win. Your comeback will be the proof that nothing, not loss, not failure, not heartbreak can stop a soul that refuses to quit. So get up, tighten your fists, straighten your spine, and step forward into the fight. Because you are a warrior, and a warrior's story is never over. There will come a time when the weight of the world will press so heavy on your shoulders that it feels like it's trying to crush you. A time when the light you once followed will seem to fade into darkness, and the path you were walking disappears beneath your feet. You will feel the ground beneath you crack. You will feel the air in your lungs grow thin. Life will hit you with a force you never saw coming, and it will not ask if you are ready. It will knock you flat. It will leave you staring at the ceiling at 2 in the morning, wondering where everything went wrong. It will make you question the very person you thought you were. You will watch pieces of yourself scatter across the floor, and no matter how hard you try, you won't be able to put them back together the same way. Your heart will ache with a kind of pain words can't capture. Your mind will turn into a battlefield where doubt and fear wage a war against your hope. And in those moments, you will feel like you have nothing left to give. You will feel like the fight has been drained out of you. You will feel like standing again is impossible, because life doesn't just challenge you. It breaks you in ways you never thought you could be broken. It doesn't care about your plans. It doesn't care about your dreams. It doesn't care if you are ready, if you are strong, or if you are still healing from the last storm. It comes when it comes, and it takes what it takes. And you will find yourself on your knees, not because you want to be there, but because it's the only place you can be. The laughter you once carried will feel like a distant memory. The energy you once had will seem like it belongs to another life. Even the smallest tasks will feel like mountains you can't climb. You'll look around and wonder why the world keeps moving when yours has stopped. You'll hear voices telling you it's over, that you've gone as far as you can, that you'll never be who you were again. And maybe part of you will believe them, because when life breaks you, it doesn't just leave cracks. It leaves emptiness. It leaves silence. It leaves you sitting in the middle of your own story, not knowing if there's a next chapter. It leaves you staring at the wreckage, wondering if you even have the strength to try again. And in that space, standing up will feel like the hardest thing in the world. Most people don't make it past this point. Most people stay down when life knocks them flat. They convince themselves that maybe it's better to stop fighting. They tell themselves the pain is too much, the risk is too high, the climb is too steep. They look at the distance ahead and decide it's not worth it. They let fear dictate their next move. They let doubt whisper them into submission. They trade the dream for safety, the fight for comfort, the unknown for the predictable. They fold their hands and wait for life to happen to them instead of taking back control. They give up the moment it stops being easy. They stop chasing the fire that once burned in their chest. And that's why most people never see what could have been theirs. But you are not most people. You are not here to be average. You are not here to be comfortable. You are not here to live halfway and die with your potential still inside you. You are here to rise when others choose to fall. You are here to keep walking when the road disappears. You are here to keep swinging when your arms are tired, when your legs shake, when your heart feels heavy. You are here to choose the harder path, because deep down you know the easy one leads nowhere worth going. When most people see a wall, they stop. When you see a wall, you find a way over it, under it, around it, or you break straight through. When most people settle for less, you demand more from yourself. When most people let the pain win, you use it as fuel. You refuse to let the struggle become your excuse. You refuse to let the setback become your ending. You refuse to let the voices telling you to quit be louder than the voice inside telling you to fight. Most people will never know the strength it takes to stand in the storm and not run for cover. But you will know. Most people will never know the courage it takes to walk into the fire willingly, knowing you might get burned. But you will know. Most people will never know the satisfaction of looking back one day and saying, "I didn't stop." But you will know. Because in the moment when most people quit, you keep going. In the moment when most people turn around, you take one more step forward, and that choice, that refusal to be most people, will make all the difference in who you become. A warrior is not just someone who fights battles with weapons. A warrior is someone who fights battles within themselves every single day. A warrior wakes up knowing the world will test them and still chooses to step forward. They do not wait for the fight to be fair. They do not wait for the odds to be in their favor. They know life will hit them where it hurts, again and again. They know pain will come sharp, deep, and relentless. But a warrior does not surrender to pain. They do not let it dictate their actions. They feel it, they acknowledge it, but they move through it because they understand that pain is the price of becoming stronger. Fear will stand in their way. It will whisper that they are not enough, that the risk is too great, that failure is certain. But a warrior does not surrender to fear. They stare it down, they walk toward it, not away from it. They know fear is not a stop sign, it is a signal that something important is on the other side. And then there is doubt, the quiet, heavy voice that says, "You can't do this." The voice that shows up in the silence of the night, making you question every choice you've made. Doubt is a powerful enemy because it comes from within. But a warrior does not surrender to doubt. They understand that doubt only wins if you listen to it. They choose to listen to the voice of perseverance instead. A warrior does not measure their strength by how easy the road is. They measure it by how they keep going when the road disappears altogether. They do not break at the first sign of resistance. They push, they pull, they climb, they crawl, whatever it takes to keep moving forward. They do not seek comfort, they seek growth. They do not avoid the hard battles, they walk into them knowing those battles will shape them. They understand that the enemy is not just out there in the world, the enemy is also inside, in the form of fear, pain, and doubt. And the only way to win is to refuse to surrender to any of it. A warrior does not back down when their body aches. They do not step away when their heart feels heavy. They do not throw in the towel when the fight drags on longer than they expected. They stay, they endure, they outlast the struggle because they have decided they will not be broken. That is what it means to be a warrior, to look pain, fear, and doubt in the face, and refuse to bow. Comfort is easy. Comfort is safe. Comfort asks nothing from you except to stay the same. It feels warm, familiar, and predictable, but comfort will never make you stronger. It will never teach you what you're truly capable of. Resilience, on the other hand, is forged in the heat of hardship. It is born when life throws you into situations you never asked for, and you find a way to stand anyway. Resilience grows when you are stretched beyond your limits, when every step forward feels like it costs more than you have left to give. It is built in the moments when walking away would be easier, but you choose to stay. Your greatest comeback will not come from the days when everything is smooth, when the skies are clear, when nothing tests you. It will come from the storms you thought you couldn't survive. It will come from the fire of your struggle, when the heat is so intense it feels like it might consume you. Because that fire will burn away the fear that holds you back. It will strip away the parts of you that depend on comfort and teach you how to stand on your own strength. The struggle will show you parts of yourself you never knew existed. It will reveal courage you didn't think you had. It will teach you patience when everything inside you wants to rush. It will teach you focus when everything around you is chaos. Resilience is not learned in the light. It is forged in the dark. It is in those nights when you are alone with your thoughts, questioning whether you can make it, that resilience is quietly forming inside you. It is in the days when nothing seems to be working, when every door feels locked, that you are training for your comeback. The pain you feel is not a sign to stop, it's proof that you are in the process of becoming stronger. Every obstacle, every setback, every moment that forces you to dig deeper than you thought possible is preparing you. The comeback is not just about getting back to where you were. It is about returning as someone different. Someone sharper, someone tougher, someone who knows how to survive the fire and come out carrying light. Comfort can keep you where you are, but it will never take you where you're meant to be. Resilience will. Resilience will turn your scars into armor. It will turn your losses into lessons. It will turn your struggle into the very fuel that drives you forward. And when you rise again, you will know it was not comfort that brought you here. It was the fire, it was the fight, it was your resilience. Scars are not something to hide. They are not something to be ashamed of. They are proof. Proof that you went to war with life and made it out on the other side. Proof that you stood in the face of something meant to break you, and you did not fall forever. Scars tell a story written in the language of survival. They say, "This is where I was wounded, but this is also where I healed." They say, "I have been hurt, but I am still here." A scar means you faced the storm. It means the fire touched you, but it did not consume you. It means the blade of life cut deep, but you refused to stay open and bleeding. Some scars are visible for the world to see. Some are hidden, etched into the quiet spaces of your heart and mind, but all of them are reminders that you endured. You endured the pain that was supposed to end you. You endured the nights you thought would never pass. You endured the weight you thought you could never carry. Every scar is a badge earned in battle. It is a reminder that you were tested, and you proved yourself stronger than what came against you. The world might see them as flaws, but a warrior sees them as armor, because scars don't make you weaker, they make you harder to wound the next time. They are proof that you've been through fire before and can walk through it again if you have to. They are proof that you have learned, adapted, and survived. Scars show that healing happened, that the wound closed, that life went on. even when you thought it couldn't. And every time you see them, they speak to you. They say, remember what you've been through, remember who you had to become to survive it. They remind you of the battles you never thought you'd win, the mountains you never thought you'd climb, the days you never thought you'd endure. They remind you that pain is temporary, but the strength it gives you can last forever. You did not come through unmarked, you came through transformed. The scar is not the shame, the scar is the proof. It is the evidence that you are not the same person you were before the fight. You are stronger, you are wiser, and you carry the story of your survival in every mark left behind. These scars are not signs of weakness. They are the medals of your resilience. They are the living proof that you survived what was meant to destroy you, and you are still standing. People wait for the perfect moment. They wait for the storm to pass. They wait for the fear to fade. They wait for the stars to align and for life to hand them a sign that says, now is the time. But here's the truth, that moment never comes. Life will not pause for you to get ready. The chaos will not stop to give you a clean start. The fear will not disappear just because you're waiting. If you keep waiting for the perfect time, you will be waiting forever. There will always be a reason to delay. There will always be a problem to solve first, a challenge to overcome, a fear to silence, and if you let that stop you, you will never move. The right time is not when everything is calm. The right time is not when everything makes sense. The right time is not when all the answers are clear. The right time is now, right in the middle of the mess, right in the middle of the storm, right when you feel like everything is falling apart. Because it's in that chaos that real change is born. It's in that chaos that you discover what you're made of. If you can start when everything is against you, nothing will be able to stop you. Waiting for the perfect conditions is like waiting for the ocean to be still before you swim. It's like waiting for the wind to stop before you take a breath. The conditions will never be perfect, but they don't have to be. You have to be willing to move while the ground is shaking. You have to be willing to act while the noise is loud. You have to be willing to take the first step when it feels like the worst possible time. Because starting now sends a message to yourself, to the world, to everything trying to hold you back. It says, I will not be controlled by the chaos around me. It says, I will not wait for permission. It says, I am ready to move forward, no matter what stands in my way. The perfect time is a myth. The present moment is all you will ever have. And if you can take action now, in the middle of uncertainty, you will build a strength that no calm moment could ever give you. You will prove to yourself that you can fight in the dark, that you can build while the storm is raging, that you can rise when the world says stay down. You don't need the perfect moment. You need the courage to begin right here, right now, in the chaos. Too many people are waiting for someone to give them the green light. They wait for approval. They wait for validation. They wait for someone to say, yes, you're ready. Yes, you can start. But what if that moment never comes? What if no one ever tells you it's time? Will you let your life pass by because no one gave you permission to live it? You don't need anyone to tell you it's okay to rise. You don't need anyone to stamp your dreams with their approval. You don't need the world's agreement to start fighting for what's yours. The power is already inside you. It has been there from the beginning, waiting for you to use it. Every time you've endured pain, you've been building it. Every time you've overcome something hard, you've been strengthening it. You are not weak just because you've been knocked down. You are not powerless just because you've been hurt. You are not broken beyond repair. You have the power to stand back up. You have the power to take the next step. You have the power to fight back against whatever has been trying to keep you down. You don't need a title to be a fighter. You don't need a crowd to cheer for you. You don't need the enemy to agree to the fight. You can start swinging right where you are. The world will try to make you believe you're not enough yet, that you need more time, more training, more approval. But warriors are not made by permission slips. They are made by decisions, the decision to rise, the decision to act, the decision to stop waiting and start moving. Every day you wait for someone else to say you can, you're handing them the power over your life. Take it back. Decide that you are the authority on when you begin. Decide that you are the one who says, it's time. Because the moment you stop asking and start doing is the moment you begin to take control of your life. You are not a prisoner of the past. You are not chained to the opinions of others. You are not bound by what people think you can or cannot do. The key has been in your hands the whole time. Unlock the gate. Step out and fight for the life you know you were meant to live. You don't need permission to fight back. You only need the courage to take the first swing. Fear has a way of standing right in front of you, blocking the path, making itself look bigger than it really is. It whispers in your ear, telling you all the ways you could fail. It paints vivid pictures in your mind of everything that could go wrong. It convinces you that you are not ready, that you are not capable, that you are not enough. Fear is a master of disguise. It will show up as hesitation. It will show up as overthinking. It will show up as the urge to turn back when you're only steps away from a breakthrough. And if you let it, fear will own you. It will decide for you. It will keep you in the same place year after year, watching life pass by while you remain stuck. But fear only has the power you give it. It grows when you run from it. It shrinks when you face it. You cannot outweight fear. You cannot negotiate with it. You must confront it. You must look it in the eye and let it know it will not win. You tell it, I hear you, but I'm moving anyway. You tell it, I see you, but I will not stop. Because courage is not the absence of fear, it is action in spite of fear. Every time you move forward while afraid, you take power away from it. Every step you take into the unknown is a blow against the hold fear has on you. You may shake, your voice may crack, your knees may feel weak, but that does not mean you are losing. It means you are in the fight. Fear will try to make you forget who you are. It will try to blind you to your own strength. But deep down, you know this: you have survived worse. You have faced storms before, and every time you thought you couldn't keep going, you did. Fear is nothing more than a shadow. It cannot touch you unless you stand still and let it. So you move, you take the step, you make the call, you start the climb, and with every move you send a message to yourself, to the world, and to the fear itself. That message says, you do not own me, you will not decide my life, you will not win. Because when you face your fear head on, you remind it and yourself that you are the one in control. A comeback is more than just returning to where you were before. It is the undeniable proof that no matter how far you've fallen, no matter how deep the pit, no matter how long you've been down, you cannot be kept there forever. It is the declaration to the world that you may have been knocked down, but you were never knocked out. A comeback is a statement. It says, you can hurt me, you can break me, you can strip everything away from me, but you cannot end me. It says, I will rise even from the ruins. Every comeback is born from a refusal, the refusal to quit, the refusal to stay down, the refusal to accept defeat as the final chapter. It is not the absence of failure that defines you. It is the decision to return after failure has had its way with you. The comeback is built in silence, in the moments when no one is watching, when no one is cheering, when no one believes in you yet. It is built in the grit of showing up day after day, even when progress feels invisible. It is built in the patience to keep going when the results are slow. When you make your comeback, you do more than prove something to yourself, you prove something to every eye that doubted you, to every voice that told you to stop, to every obstacle that thought it had ended your journey. You become living evidence that nothing can stop a soul that refuses to quit. The world respects power, but it cannot ignore resilience. People may forget the times you won easily, but they will never forget the times you came back from nothing. Your return is not just about getting back to the top. It's about showing that you can rebuild from ashes, that you can start over when others would have walked away, that you can take every hit and still find a way forward. A comeback is not fueled by comfort, it's fueled by hunger. It's fueled by the fire that burns inside you when you know you're not done yet. It's fueled by the deep conviction that you have more to give, more to fight for, more to live for. Every step of your return is a testament to your strength. Every small victory along the way is proof that you are unstoppable, and when you finally stand tall again, looking back at the distance you've climbed, you will know without a doubt nothing could hold you down. Not failure, not loss, not pain, because a soul that refuses to quit is a soul that will always find its way back. A warrior is not just someone who fights battles with a sword or a shield. A warrior is someone who refuses to be defeated by life itself. A warrior carries scars, not as marks of shame, but as badges of survival. They know that the fight is not a single moment, it is a lifetime. A warrior's story is never written in straight lines. It is filled with rises and falls, victories and losses, moments of strength and moments of doubt. But through it all, the story keeps going, because a warrior understands that every setback is just another chapter, not the ending. There will be days when you feel unstoppable. There will be days when you feel broken. And both are part of your journey. You don't lose your identity as a warrior just because you've been knocked down. You don't lose it because you're tired, because you're hurting, because you're unsure of the way forward. A warrior is defined by the choice to keep fighting, not by the absence of struggle. Even in your weakest moments, the warrior within you is still alive. Even when the world underestimates you, the warrior in you knows your strength. When you face another battle, you don't say, "Why me?" You say, "Try me," because you know that every challenge is an opportunity to prove to yourself that you can still rise. The story of a warrior does not end when they win a fight, it carries on to the next. It does not end when they are wounded, it continues as they heal. It does not end when they are knocked down, it continues when they stand again. Every ending you've faced was really a new beginning in disguise. Every loss you've suffered was the seed of a greater victory ahead. A warrior's journey is not about avoiding pain, but about enduring it. Not about running from fear, but about facing it. Not about being unbreakable, but about becoming unbreakable through the breaking. Your story is still being written. The battles you've won are the foundation for the ones you have yet to fight. The strength you've built will be the weapon you use in the days ahead. And no matter how many pages have already been filled, there is always another chapter. A warrior's story never truly ends because the fight for growth, for purpose, for life itself never truly ends. As long as you breathe, your story is still alive. As long as you rise, the warrior within you lives on. And no matter what comes next, you carry this truth: your story is far from over. Then stand tall knowing that you have walked through the fire and are still here. Stand tall knowing that you carry the heart of a warrior in your chest. The world may try to break you, but it will fail because you will rise again and again. You will face the storms, the fear, the pain, and you will keep moving forward. You will fight, not because it is easy, but because it is who you are. And when they ask you how you survived, you will smile and tell them the truth. I am still here, because my story isn't over.